What is up, guys? Johnny Cooper 64 here with another YouTube video, and it's been 2 months since I've done any news for Crash Bandicoot or Insane Trilogy overall. There hasn't been anything to talk about besides like new DLCs like the the Future Tense one, and that was released back in June 30th for multi-platform and Switch, Xbox, and PC and stuff like that. People are now making tons of mods for the PC, which includes like swapping character models for Crash, like fake Crash, motorcycle Crash, and changing the musics, adding new things in the game, along with like remaking old Crash renders with like new models for them from the Insane Trilogy. Vicarious Visions has fixed most of the stuff from Insane Trilogy, like adding the lines from Dingodile, making the room darker in Crash 2 when Cortex hologram shows up, fixing the physics in the motorcycle levels and the jet ski levels in Warped, and a few other stuff as well. Some of the glitches are there, but some were patched. You can now see the Reignited Trilogy trailer in the menu screen with just one button instead of putting the Spyro 2 demo code and stuff like that. They also made the Insane Trilogy perfect now, and it's great. It's the definite version, the most perfect one out there, out of like the trilogy, and compared to the originals, Insane Trilogy's got to be like the perfect one because it includes Stormy Ascent and Future Tense, basically the full package and stuff like that. So after doing all that, what's next? What is next for Vicarious Visions, with Crash Bandicoot? What's their next move? Well, there's where people go and buy the game again for the Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PC. Or people who never got the game for the PS4 will finally be able to get it, and it's now been 3 weeks since the game has been released multi-platform, and we're all been wondering, how's the sales going? Is it still selling good after 1 year, since the PS4's release date? Will it sell well, or will it bomb and stuff like that? How's the future for Crash Bandicoot, basically? Well, Crash Bandicoot has been #1 in the UK sales, and sales-wise for 3 weeks straight, and it looks like it's still going strong through this week and on forward to the end of this month. The Insane Trilogy managed to hold off 3 new releases from being the #1 in the UK. The 3 releases were the Lego Incredibles, which is #2, #3 is Octopath Traveler, an RPG game for the Switch, and 4th is Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, another Switch game. Now, Toad's Treasure Tracker, that game, that's supposed to be like a big, I guess, game for Nintendo, since it's like a platform game, you know what I mean? Then there, I guess we go to Sony. God of War is like number 5. Number 6 is FIFA 18. Jurassic World Evolution is number 7. Mario Tennis, the new Mario Tennis is number 8. Then it's Far Cry 5, which is number 9, and number 10 is Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And this is all for the top 10 selling games, best-selling games for the UK currently this week. Along with the Nintendo Switch version of the Insane Trilogy being the reason why it's selling a lot in the UK. It is actually the fastest selling game in the Switch this year for the UK. Plus, it's selling a lot for the Xbox and PC as well, so Activision is getting tons of money over this. This is not the first time Crash was #1 in UK. Insane Trilogy actually took the #1 spot for 1 month last year when it was released on the PS4 alone. That basically proves something, earning tons of money just from the PS4. And now we got the Switch, Xbox, PC already released for like 1 month. That's definitely, Activision is definitely earning tons of money with that. There's like a lot of people rebuying it for the Switch, or people who haven't played it, are buying it for the first time, and they've been waiting for like 1 year for this. You know what I mean? I guess the 1 year exclusivity kind of is good. But I think it's only like a one-time thing. I'll explain it in a bit. Along with like the new release, the new level release that they made of Future Tense, it earns lots of positive. It earned lots of positive reviews for Vicarious Visions, you know, for being creative and making like their own unique level that makes it like challenging but yet fun and enjoyable. You know, having like elements from Crash 1, 2, 3 and, you know, being put into just one level and showing that they can make a brand new Crash Bandicoot game. Now, you know, obviously Future Tense, you know, raises tons of questions, you know, for the future of Crash. Like, will there be more DLCs for Insane Trilogy? You know, all these cells and DLC, you know, what will it mean for Crash Bandicoot, you know, for its future and stuff like that? Well, obviously these sales for the Switch and PS4 already confirms that there's going to be a brand new Crash Bandicoot game. Back in February, there was an article that was made by an official company that is partnered with Activision that they're going to be releasing the Insane Trilogy multi-platform and have a new title next year for 2019, along with a 5-year plan which starts next year. So the multi-platform thing was confirmed in March when it was announced for multi-platform. So this already confirms the 5-year plan in the 2019 new Crash game. So these sales that Activision is getting basically expands the 5-year plan, and also means that the new games that they will be releasing in the future of Crash won't be like a 1-year PlayStation exclusive. You know, if you think the new Crash game is going to be like a PS4 exclusive for 1 year again, no worries, it's not going to be like that anymore. Activision wouldn't do that. I guess like the only reason why the you know, had that thing was because the originals were released on the PlayStation first. You know what I mean? I know Spyro kind of changed it a bit, but the thing about Crash though is that Crash was like a PlayStation mascot, you know, like more than Spyro was, and I think that's why PlayStation kind of like funded some of the things for the Insane Trilogy, you know, for being like 1 year. But after that, it's not going to be, because, you know, the new games are like new. It's not like PlayStation exclusive wise, you know what I mean? It's going to be released for every console during its like release date. Another thing to support this is the, you know, with like new games not being 1 year exclusive for PlayStation and Spyro United Trilogy. Notice the game isn't a PlayStation 1 year exclusive, you know, because like the originals were PlayStation exclusive, but the Insane Trilogy, like the remastered ones, aren't. You know, they're going to be released multi-platform, and that's what they'll be doing for the future for Crash Bandicoot. They're going to be releasing multi-platform, not like 1 year exclusive. And, you know, Crash compared to Spyro is a bigger mascot, and sales wise, you know, and popularity wise. Obviously, Crash, you know, in copies and games, he has sold more, you know. And I think a lot of more people know who Crash Bandicoot is than Spyro. So, you know, this will like be proven, I guess, with like Reunited Trilogy when it comes out, and Activision will like see, you know, who earned more, you know, between like the both of them. I guess we can like kind of see who will be like superior, you know, from these two, and this will like Activision kind of will make like the mascot for their company, you know, and platform wise. But besides that, will we get to see a new DLC for Insane Trilogy? The answer is no. As much as the Future Tense level was great, Vicarious Visions won't release a new DLC for Insane Trilogy. Why, you may be asking? Because they are done with Insane Trilogy this year, and they are done focusing on making, and they are now focusing on making a new Crash Bandicoot game that is coming out in 2019, and towards that. Future Tense was only made to hype up the release of Insane Trilogy, and to test out if they can make a new game, and obviously they can. You know, the level was good, and people liked the level because of how challenging it was, and after making that level, obviously, you know, they're just done with Insane Trilogy, and they're putting the original ideas, you know, towards a new game. So, you know, this can also be shown as one of their tweets. You know, they had like a new intern animated, you know, anime Crash with a soccer ball, you know, because like it was like the final soccer tournament or something for the World Cup. So, you know, it had like a new intern anime Crash, you know, hitting a soccer. You know, why will they be doing this? You know, why will they be testing Crash's, you know, model and stuff like that? It's because they are using these like new animations to make a new Crash Bandicoot game. But obviously we know that there will be a new Crash Bandicoot game with all these sales and that leaked deal, you know, back in February and stuff like that. But what could it, you know, what could it be? You know, what can this new Crash game be? That's the only question we should be asking now. I think it'll be a new platformer Crash game. That could be like a true Crash 4, you may say. And you know, because I don't think they'll continue off of Mind Over Mutant, or you know, that's what I think. And you know, some other people think that they'll be releasing a CTR remaster, because see, CTR remaster is like a super fast game to make. I think they should save that up for like 2020 release, you know, but for right now, they should release like a new platform Crash game, you know what I mean? I think that's what a lot of people want. We want to see like a new game similar to Insane Trilogy, but with their own ideas and stuff like that. You know, and Future Tense proves that, obviously. You know, they want to make Future Tense otherwise. Because Visions knows that, and you know, they won't disappoint us. Basically, they know what we want for a new platformer game, and they're gonna deliver it to us. And then maybe they can like show a demo of a CTR game inside the new platformer Crash game. We all know Crash is having a big return with all these sales, and is making a comeback. He has a bright future with a new game coming out in 2019, and Insane Trilogy is still selling a lot in the UK and other countries, which is really good. You know, what do you guys think about all this? You know, Crash Bandicoot. You know, what do you guys think the future is going to be? Let me know in the comment section below, and thank you guys very much for watching, and I'm glad I'm coming back with all these news videos and Crash Bandicoot videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.